Christy. How are
Hey
you?
there, Britt. I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing phenomenal. Thank you. Thank you.
Good.
So we have with us on Brit Happens Christy Graves Chambers, who is the president of I Am CHIC, which is an acronym for Christy Has It Covered, which I love and think is super cool, which is a lifestyle consulting firm. She has degrees from Spelman and Manchester Business School and an expansive career from real estate to business development, community relations at a major multi-billion dollar healthcare system, and now her own consulting brand, which I would love to get into and talk about. So, Christy, how did you go from the gamut of careers to your own brand and consulting firm?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited. And wow, that journey, spans 22 years basically. So, yes, commercial real estate. And from there to doing real estate for hospitals, basically developing medical
Okay.
office buildings for hospitals. And then that's when I got into working for a healthcare hospital system.
Okay.
And I just followed my passion. Basically, a lot of colleagues, coworkers, friends, family always ask me fashion advice. Christy, will you shop for me? Or Christy, I don't have any time, but I need to go to my brother's wedding weekend and I need blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
And, coworkers that I would see every day would ask me to go shopping with them. And I kind of knew they probably didn't need more clothes. They just needed help with managing what they already had in their closet. So that's when I actually started my business in 2016. I
Okay.
was actually doing an entrepreneurship and innovation class as part of my MBA. And I said, now's the time to really take advantage and start. So I just started and worked it on the weekend.
Okay, so it started from working on the weekends part time. What was the catalyst that you said, I'm going to take the leap of faith, I'm leaving this and doing this full time?
So many reasons, really, but number one was I didn't want to be a certain age and look back and say, what if?
Hmm.
And that's really the number one thing. I wanted to take my business as far as I could take it, and I just felt that I could not do that by working 60 hours a week. Um, so the other thing is I felt that I was in a place where I wanted to leave the company that I was working for. I felt that I had plateaued, my career wasn't taking off like I necessarily wanted it to. And the timing was right. In fact, I didn't realize this, but someone brought it to my attention. I basically had asked HR, when was it that I didn't owe any more tuition reimbursement because they had given me a small amount of tuition reimbursement. And she wrote back the date and I printed it and put it on my desk. So I was like, that's the date I'm going to resign.
And you followed through on that date. I bet after the fact they were like, I didn't see this coming. And now it's been almost 4 years.
Yes, of the business and 2 years full time.
Right, right. 2 years full time, four
Yes.
years since the inception. So congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
And I was curious, I know that you have individual clients, like you were mentioning, people want you to shop with them. And then you also have a myriad of corporate clients, Deloitte, Becker, I saw Amex, across various states, which is really cool. So if someone is watching or listening and they're like, okay, I need Christy, she's super fly, I want her to help me. What's the difference in terms of what someone would receive individually versus how your corporate and clients engage you for your services?
So right now it's very simple. The corporations that are my clients have basically hired me to speak at their
Okay.
corporation. So far it's been a one-off type of scenario. And my individual clients get my individual one-on-one attention. So whatever it is that they need, I mean, I've done things from, Christie, can you meet me at my storage unit?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, if you want to get rid of some of those boxes full of clothes, absolutely, I can help you narrow that down. I've had people who just needed a whole revamp in their wardrobe because they've lost weight.
Right.
Or people who have just needed a refresh because perhaps they've gotten like an advancement in their career. And I even help clients who just need to get rid of things. They don't necessarily want a whole new wardrobe. I have a client who basically retired a couple of years ago, and so she had like really, I want to say 50 St. John suits that she gave me, or there were 50 St. John pieces. So she gave me, and I sold them for her on eBay and Poshmark.
Oh,
So I mean,
cool.
anything fashion related, I'm in. I'm excited. And what I'm super excited about too is lately I've been hired for a lot of photo shoots. So for people who are revamping their website or they themselves need to do videos for their business, you know, dressing them for that, making sure they have the right color, the right look for the message that they're about to send. So.
Oh, cool. Okay. That's another arm that I didn't know about. So thank you for the FYI.
Yes, virtual consultations. I have clients. So in 3 of the states, I actually haven't gone to visit the clients. I just work with them one-on-one. Like I see their closet, I see some pieces they have, and I tell them how to style those pieces and give them a lookbook. And like, you know, here you can go to A store, B store, and C store, click these links and purchase these things that's going to, you know, add pizzazz to what you already have.
That kind of leads me to my next question, and you somewhat answered it, but everyone obviously right now is dealing with the unfortunate COVID-19 and coronavirus, which has forced us to focus more on doing business virtually. And I wanted to know how your business has been affected. I would think, but I want you to answer it, actually enhances it because like you said, you do virtual consultations. You can send people links. There's online shopping. So what effects have you seen as an entrepreneur, particularly in this industry?
Well, basically everything that I had scheduled for March and April were canceled. Well, I postponed. So that was bad, right? And unexpected. So on the bright side, what I've been doing is hosting a fashion chat every Sunday at 2 through Zoom, who I guess is just going to be an amazing employer now. Everybody's using Zoom. And so it's making me do more videos, do more presentations. So I believe that's going to help me in the future. And during my fashion chats, of course, I announce my virtual services and my virtual services special that I'm running and my lookbook special that I'm running as well.
Okay. So like there's some disappointment, but you figured out a way to work through it. And the premise of this podcast is Brit Happens. So Christie, life is full of peaks and valleys, and I know it hasn't always been smooth sailing even prior to this whole pandemic. So would you mind sharing maybe one personal instance and one professional where you hit a roadblock and you were like, what the hell did I do? Should I go back to the safety net of a 9 to 5 and how you worked through that, and something personal if you don't mind sharing too?
Okay. Wow. Let's see. I think that question is so interesting. I really think about a 9 to 5 almost every day. Honestly, I do. But then I think, no, I don't want to go back to that unless it's the absolute, you know, fabulous role that I can write out. But when I'm thinking of that, then I think, wow, you know, I'm going to meet a client today. I'm going to the mall today. And that's my job. And that makes me happy. So the 9 to 5 thought that may have happened, at 9 a.m., by 9 p.m., I'm like, oh, today was such a wonderful day.
I appreciate your candor, because not a lot of people, they won't admit that, not regret, but they do think about life prior to taking this leap. And it's incredibly difficult. The security isn't there, but in my mind, the reward is so much greater than the risk. And like you said in the beginning, you don't want to get, look back when you're 65 years old and say, I wish I would have tried, what would have happened? So.
Right. So that's that on the business side of it. And I think also I do remember that in 2018, when I started doing this full time, I know in December, for example, I thought December was going to be a busy time for me. People wanted to, dress for parties, events. Right. I had no business in December of 2018 at all. And I think that was probably one of the most, I guess, challenging times. But, I just put in place plans for December of 2019. And I think December of 2019 was actually one of my busiest months. So I think, just push forward. Now, as far as a personal experience, when I felt down, maybe?
But kind of, you know what, as you explaining that, it's a blend too, as an entrepreneur, the having no business in December 2018, it kind of makes you question probably the worth of the business, and is my service needed, or what am I doing? So
exactly.
I'll let that one count.
Okay.
So what would you recommend to someone who wants to follow in your footsteps and leave something, in my mind, substantially drier than what you're doing now? Because I think, Christie, I first met you, it was a Leadership Miami, like, what was it, like a meet and greet, and you were there with Kat, who I learned, I guess that's how you got involved with the business school, I believe?
Exactly, yes.
Okay. And I was like, oh, and I think at that time you were, with your former employer, and now here you are. I mean, you still looked beautiful and happy then, but
thank you.
I was like, oh my God, look what you're doing now. So I was really excited to see you transition, and I'm curious, what tips would you give for someone who wants to follow in your footsteps?
Several tips, really. I mean, number one, have your money right. For real. Don't leave saying, okay, I have 3 months of living expenses covered. 3 months is not enough. 6 months is not enough. I would probably say, aim for 3 years, honestly. Right. So number one, make sure your money is right. Number two, make sure your head is right. Make sure you left for the right reason. Make sure that you are actually following your passion and that you're hungry for it. Because if you just leave and say, I have 2 years of money, saved up, I can leave. But if you're not really focused in the fact that what you're doing is running a business, then that's not going to go over well. And I would say the third thing is to make sure you have, just in business, how you're supposed to have in the corporate world, like a mentor and a sponsor. Right. Make sure you do the same thing as an entrepreneur. So make sure you have other entrepreneurs surrounding you. I mean, I think I probably didn't network with other entrepreneurs very well until maybe last year. But seriously, other entrepreneurs are going through the same thing, or they have been going through the same thing. I've had clients who own businesses, who have pulled me to the side and said, make sure you're, how are you doing your spreadsheets, or, whatever, talking to me about the business side of things versus, okay, you just helped me look fabulous, you just fixed my closet. Right. and just connect with one or two, like for lunch, coffee, to bounce ideas off each other.
Mm.
I talk on a regular basis with one of my friends who is in sales, and we talk about her, her LinkedIn post and just, just things that business owners have to do.
Right. It's not just the glamorous side, it's the actual business side of running the business.
Yeah.
That was
So
very
money, right? Head, right? Yeah. I'm sorry.
I hope people right, because a lot of people are like 3 to 6 months is enough, but that's assuming things catch on the way that you anticipate, which 99% of the time is not going to happen.
Exactly. And you still have your lifestyle, and most people want to maintain the lifestyle. So you have to.
Right. Okay. And the passion needs to be behind it, because times will get hard. And
absolutely.
You'll be tempted to go back versus just thinking about it at 9 a.m. and the flight and the thought fleeting by 9 p.m.
Right. And I want to also say, just don't make it a hobby, make it your business, right? So it's hard because when you love to do it, it's like, okay, hey, yeah, I'll almost do this for free or whatever, but you have to remember that you have to make money because it is your income at this point.
Even with friends, because it's difficult. Luckily that's not my issue, but a lot of people they feel uncomfortable charging family or friends, but you have to eat too, so.
Hello. Eat, and I have to pay my insurance. Hello, that is a big expense.
We all have expenses, so. Okay, what is a common myth about your profession or fashion in general that you'd like to debunk?
Ooh, I would say that that wardrobe consultants are just for the elite. That's not true. I do have some elite clients who are high net worth, but I have clients who, have their own businesses or work a 9 to 5, who have a regular paycheck. But it's about your priorities. If people know that they have no time to shop, but they need to look good, or they know that all their clothes look a mess, but they just been promoted to a director position, and they have to look the part, and they don't know what to do.
You need to I love your take, Christie. It's true. And when people, at least they can recognize you can't be good at everything. This is not my strength. So versus me trying to figure this out, let me outsource this to someone who I trust, and the ROI is worth it. Now,
exactly.
I think, I'm not sure what Christie's fees are. She's going to tell you how to get in contact with her. But I think the dress to impress, or you feel your best when you look good, is absolutely 110% true. So.
Absolutely. And there are so many psychological experiments and things behind that. So it's absolutely true. How people perceive you and how you perceive yourself is so important.
Right. I was going to say, just your confidence alone, for me, is worth wanting to look your best.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this part is called the fire round. So I'm going to ask these random questions, and hopefully you just spit out the first thing that comes to mind, or whatever the answer is.
Okay.
Okay. What's the last thing you ordered off of Amazon?
I think it was my girlfriend's book called Running in Church Doesn't Count for Cardio.
Wait, running in church?
Running in church doesn't count as cardio, or I think that's the title. It's Running in Church Doesn't Count for Cardio. It's by one of my childhood friends, Hewing Jones, and I ordered several of them, and actually have given a couple to clients, because it's about, losing weight and being happy, the motivation behind losing weight.
I love that name. So like when the praise dances don't count.
They don't count.
I'm writing them down. Okay. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Ooh. Oh, wow. That's okay. Okay, you said lightning round. So yeah. I was going to say read minds. That's what first came to my mind. But then I started thinking of some other things that will probably sound better. So I'm just going to say
read minds.
Read minds.
That would be helpful at any time. Okay. What's your favorite word?
Faith.
Okay. If you had a 100% chance of succeeding in if you decided to add on another venture to this one or change careers again, what would you attempt to do?
I'd stay in this industry for sure. Okay. I would probably add a clothing line.
Ooh, that may be in the works regardless. Okay. And what books are you reading? I know running and church going. But is there something else that's on your reading list right now?
What is the name of it? I see the beautiful cover, Ta-Nehisi Coates. I went to see him when he was here.
At the Art Center, right?
Yes.
I missed it.
Oh.
How was that?
It was pretty good. It was really brief. It was so fast. It went so quickly. I was like, I want more. But I had started reading his book twice, and I just haven't taken the time. So as of now, it's just magazines.
Okay. Right. I saw you posted on Instagram. What? Ocean Drive magazine, I think?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Christie. How can people get in contact with you?
Thank you so much. People can reach out to me by a lot of ways.
Okay.
So my website is iamchic.net. So that's iamchic.net. And everything you need is there to reach me. Of course, you can follow me on Instagram at iamchic10, and it has underscores after every word. On Facebook, it's iamchic10. And my email address is Christie, CHRISTIE at iamchic.net.
But what I wanted to say, when you walked in, Christie, you had like a cute pink skirt on. Can we see the full? I don't know if that was right. I just want to give people flavor.
You know what? Thank you so much. But I saw this cute little post saying you need to try on your jeans every day to make sure they fit. And I haven't actually put on jeans in probably 2 weeks. So I tried on a skirt today.
Very cute.
And it has a high slit.
Christie came ready, right? I'm like, I'm not going to get up, but right. Everything looks amazing and always did, even prior to you starting the venture. So we're going to have to connect, like, when the Rona finally decides to go home and I can meet with people. It's like the little things that I took for granted, like, okay, let's go for coffee, like you mentioned, or happy hour. The Zoom is a decent replacement, but it'll feel good to have some real interaction. So
absolutely.
Well, enjoy the rest of your day and week.
Thank
you. Bye.
Bye.